Hey there guys, quick video on what is probably the coolest SPAA in game right now, which is the Tor M1. It currently sits at the bottom of the SPAA line in the Chinese tech tree, and let's go over why it's so cool. So first thing is obviously VLS. That is dope. It looks cool, it sounds cool, it is cool. I hope we get more like this in the future. It is awesome. The other thing that makes it really great is its radar. Now you can see currently we're sitting at a radar elevation angle of 24 degrees, which is already very good. This allows you to detect targets that are very high up, but you can make it even better. So if you go into the Y menu here, and this is what I would recommend doing at the start of every game, is do Y178. Now, 7 is what you really want to pay attention to here, because that's what bumps your radar elevation angle all the way up to 32. It can also go up to 35 sometimes. I'm not entirely sure why it doesn't do it all the time, but you'll get between 32 and 35 most of the time. And you also get a range of 19 miles. This allows you to see drones when they spawn on a lot of maps. With your radar, you don't even have to use your eyes, which is awesome because sometimes they just don't render and this thing doesn't have thermals. And you also get to instantly see and track planes at their spawn. And the best part about this thing's radar in terms of tracking planes is that you can see the little broken box. I'm pretty sure that you will not give their plane an RWR notification when you lock them. Which is great because they don't know that you're just watching them side climb out to 14 miles away and come back into the battlefield only to meet them with a missile up at where they are. It's great. The other cool thing about this SPAA is you have multiple missile guidance modes. You can see what mode you currently have selected here in the bottom right of the center area of your HUD. And there are 3 of them. Currently, this is the radar proportional, and then you also have direct and proportional. I have a more in-depth video on all of these. I will link it in the description below. But there are some problems with this vehicle. The first is that the missiles only pull 15 Gs. So you can see, if I just move my crosshair around a bunch, you see the missile isn't, the best at pulling. It can really struggle to hit maneuvering targets, especially if they're going fast and have a decent airspeed and know that you're launching on them. The other thing is that you have 2 radar track blind spots, which can be somewhat annoying. The second one more so than the first one. So the first one is you actually can't lock things directly above you, which you wouldn't initially think because that thing looks like it's pointed pretty far up, but you will notice that there is radar blind spot. I'm clicking my lock button, but it doesn't. The lock box doesn't actually appear until I go down a bit more. And if you do have things tracked, they will lose track if they go directly above you. The other thing is that it has a lock blind spot kind of near the horizon. So you can see here, when I press the lock button, you see the box. But if I go down below here, you can see that you can't lock. Now, you can lock with IRST at lower angles, so that's good for tracking helicopters. Maybe if you're sitting on top of a hill and there's one kind of lower down, you can actually get an IRST track on them. But you cannot do it with radar, and this can be an annoyance with low-flying aircraft as well, so it's something to keep in mind. The other thing, besides the fact that you can guide 2 missiles at the same time, theoretically on 2 different targets, however, I've never been able to get that to work consistently, is you can see that this takes quite a long time to reload all of its missiles on the point. You have to shoot all of them to start reloading, which I honestly wasn't expecting when I first started playing this thing. I thought that you would reload 1 missile at a time. Unfortunately, I was wrong. But this takes quite a long time. And on top of this, after you finish this long reloading process, you have to wait an additional 20 seconds, or 15 if you have an ace crew, for the missiles to actually be ready to fire again. This tank also has very weak armor. You can get 50 cal very easily, although I have somehow tanked a Maverick hit when it hit my front radar dish. And there's also a lot of empty space in it, so sometimes people will shoot you and they will hit nothing. But for the most part, if you get seen, you die, because you got a massive, massive, very explosive ammo rack in the center of your vehicle, and all your crew clustered in the same part. So you get hit, you explode. That's pretty much how it goes. So, that's a brief overview on the Tor M1 in War Thunder. I hope you guys enjoyed, found it interesting, maybe learned some stuff, and I will catch you in the next one.